All right, so this video we are going to start section 3.5, which is sealed bids. This goes along with the fair division games that we did in 3.1. So in order to do sealed bids, we're going to get a little bit of our steps and vocabulary down. So step 1 is going to be the bidding process. And this is where each player makes a bid with an honest assessment of an item's value. So notice the title of this is sealed bids. So what that means is that the bids are anonymous, so nobody knows what someone else is bidding on, and they are sealed. So anonymous and sealed. Okay, so can't tell anybody what you bid after you bid. All right, the second is the allocation. So this is where each item goes to the highest bidder. So in this case, a player may get multiple items. Or may get nothing. All right, so once we've done the allocation, we do what's called the first settlement. So in the first settlement, we're going to calculate each player's fair share by adding his bids and dividing by the number of players. I'm going to highlight this part because this can be tricky. In section 3.1, the number of shares and the number of players were always the same. On this, they're not always, so you have to make sure you divide by the number of players, not the number of items. If the value the item the player receives is greater than his fair share, that means he basically got more than he deserved, so then he has to pay. So he pays the estate the difference. If the value of his item is less than his fair share, then he gets the difference from the estate. All right, then step 4 is the division of the surplus. So once everybody pays or gets, there'll be some money left, and that money we will divide evenly among all players. All right, and then we have the final settlement, where each player takes his items, item or items, and either pays or gets his portion of the cash. So this is a little bit longer. It is a 5-step process. Takes a little bit of time to get through it. So limitations of sealed bids. Oops, sorry, I went off the page there. So the first limitation is players must have enough money to play the game. Okay, so if you get the house and that's more than your fair share, you have to have the ability to pay back the difference. And then the second thing is that players accept that everything has a price. Okay, so you can't say things like, oh, Aunt Susie's diamond ring is priceless. So everything has to have a price in this game in order to play it. All right, so our first example, this is actually supposed to be on the next page, and we will look at that in the next video.